Greetings. Usually do this on my camera, but I don't really care. I'll make this real raw and uncut. Washing my face, but anywho. So many things to really speak about right now, but I really cannot. It's not for me. Give honor to Source. Give honor to Big Mama. Feminine, masculine principles. Give honor to my ancestors of the highest white light. That's ushering this healing right now. Give an honor to my ancestors that, again, protected me to this very moment. My ancestors that's on the matriarchal as well as the patriarchal. Ashe, gratitude. So kind of what I really want to speak about is just what's really happening on so above, so below, as above, so below, but so many things cosmically that's happening. And for those that don't know, those that will be guided to this video, a lot of stuff that I share, I'm going to say some shit, say some things that, again, people are going to need to hear the authenticity of who we are. I know my ancestors very well. Everything ain't going to always come out like peaches and cream or how some will want to say with ease or just, anywho, real raw and uncut right now. I've just been really to myself, really observing a lot right now. I'm just honestly grateful. A lot of things right now in the atmosphere, a lot of us can feel the shift, not only internally, but externally. I'm honestly so grateful because of how much the healing that when you're on your healing journey, we have to realize that, or we will come to that awareness of those that are, wherever you are exactly where you're supposed to be. But my awareness being on this healing journey is that it happens in layers. It also isn't as pretty as some may perceive it to be. Finding out so many things that have been clouding your judgment, clouding your mind, so many things you're trying to find out about who you really are. What's your identity here? What's my purpose? So, I am realizing within myself how much of the disrespect, the covering up, the illusion, humanity, myself, a lot of us have been consumed by, and no longer. We're starting now to see so much of a cleansing. I'm seeing both the polarity of the dark and the light of there's somewhat destruction, chaos, but at the same time, the beauty of the healing that's taking place. I'm trying to see, how could I say, it's so many things that I can express. When I mention the patriarchal and the matriarchal, we have to take in consideration how vital it is, how both played a major part in the becoming and the restoring of the matriarchal itself, or Big Mama. I learned through my own healing journey, what I've experienced, how how I viewed through a lens of pain, how I perceived the feminine, how I perceive the woman, how I perceive, which is the daughter, how I perceive in that past version of myself and now elevating how I perceive the feminine principle, or the whereas both sources, both feminine and masculine, but in the sense of how I perceive the woman, because I am too a reflection of her. So as to the father. So now seeing the healing aspect and seeing how this shit really happens in layers, y'all. For those of us that came here to do this, it's so many things I can go down a list of like the betrayals. It may seem the emotions, the anger, this questioning, your whole essence, or being, but also the family dynamic, the importance of healing the relationship with my mother, the importance of healing the relationship with the father. And in essence, these people are reflections of that. For instance, my nephew, or just not even using the titles, where I say nephew or little cousins, these are the future fathers. These kids are the future of our existence. These young men carry the seeds. And I have to look at the spiritual warfare they're also in within themselves with their own spirit. I have to become more aware now as you elevate and see the healing process, is that it isn't just about me. When we become more elevated and conscious, we see that every step in what we do, heavy is the head that carries the crown. The energies, the ancestors, the awareness that's coming, and seeing how important it is for a lot of priestess or a lot of people that are coming into their spiritual gifts, see the importance of how balance, or how much of this, it's like a galactic war happening. And these star seeds, how much those of us who are highly, not only highly protected, but also highly guided to being these places for not only for our divine protection, but for their divine protection. We're not always going to be in places where we can protect them in the physical. There's things where a lot of us may have dreams, and you'll see family. You'll see certain things that, again, as you elevate upon this healing journey, you'll see that there are entities or certain things that will try to attach themselves to family or people because they're operating at a lower frequency or a lower vibration. And those that don't know what that means, research it. I'm just expressing and sharing from my experience and what is given to me, what is uploaded through me, from my DNA. So this is why I push the narrative of healing and love, being that to see, now we're able to see through the illusions and see how much you can feel out of place, or you can feel like, am I really here? What's really going on? And so much of how the earth or Kai or, itself is elevating. The frequencies are changing. That's also the beauty. And then also seeing the low vibrational shit to where it's like, you're going to see people still operating in a place where they're focused on just material things or just the physical things. And it's like you can feel like you're in the past at the same time in the future, but you're elevating to different timelines or becoming more aware of other things. And this is part of shedding the layers of your old self, of your past self, healing versions of your past self. These people are versions of yourself, reflections of you. And it's interesting that I speak on that because when I'm in places or when I'm going places, those of you that are going to come into this, because your spiritual gifts are going to heighten, you're going to see the importance of why your love, why your frequency is needed in these places to illuminate the wickedness or the evil, to see the part that you played or the role that, how everything was orchestrated to this divine moment. So, and the responsibility that comes with that, the responsibility that comes with the gifts, the responsibility that comes with what you agreed to, what you and I or we agreed to before coming here. Because we've always been at a higher frequency. We've always been aligned with Source. It's just a reconnection to the Creator. So this is why it's so vital for some of us. This is why it's so important for some of us to do those cleansing baths, those sea salt baths, going to the ocean, cleansing yourself of these parasitic or, these things that, again, that no longer serve us. So it's you can feel the energy right now, with so many things that's happening. And just know that it's all purposeful, and we don't have to give up, because the theme that I'm seeing, and death could be illusion to some, but you're seeing so many people leave, man. There's so many things that are not being discussed. And at the same moment, this is because we're ushering in a new wave or a new frequency or a new way of being. And we are responsible for that. Do you know that? We are responsible for that. A lot of us are coming into this awareness because we are seeing how much of what our ancestors endured or what we experienced in other lifetimes, to now bring this awareness into how we're supposed to change the trajectory or the perception or how we live, how we eat, how we're living in our authenticity, our spiritual practices, our whole way of being. And this is the beauty of the cleansing, and this is the beauty of how good versus evil and good will prevail, and seeing the victory in this totality, seeing the victory in your life, seeing the victory within yourself first, and then seeing it trickle down to your star seeds and to others that are part of your lineage. I'm honored to share this with you all. Was I always at this place? No, I experienced a lot of things, but I realized how important of healing or getting to that place, how I had to accept certain things with the mother that I came through, how I perceived the woman, how I now perceive the beauty, the essence, and respect, the vitality, the resilience in the matriarchal aspect, and also the patriarchal, that being my father's side, that being my mother's side. Then I have, learning to realize that, again, this is for some, a lot of these elders aren't at, again, the frequency or awareness at what we are. That's purposeful, because see to it that they have a beautiful moment, because we know, a lot of us know, and coming to that healing journey, we know what love is. That doesn't always mean we're going to, and as you elevate on your healing journey, a wise sister was speaking about is that when you're on your healing journey, you're not going to begin, when you're on the healing journey, you're not going to be with the same people as you're coming to the end of your healing journey, but also the healing continues. The shadow work continues. That means there's a greater responsibility. And so this is one thing I realized as we're closing and ending karmic cycles. This is also a part of the healing journey. This is also a part of how we're healing so much of pain that has happened in the matriarchal through the patriarchal experience. Again, these are dark and light polarity. These are both intertwined. These are energies that are, again, mother, father, source. So in the sense of how all of this is divinely orchestrated to how we are now in alignment and ushering in something that isn't familiar to the elders. Not to say all, but it's not, your lifestyle is not supposed to look like theirs. A lot of what I realize is that even my grandmother, like my mom, and I know you know this, a lot of you know this, is that I honor rest, because spirit says, this is Big Mama says, surrender to the waters, surrender and know that all of your needs are taken care of. Surrender to your healing journey, because when you see the commitment, then you'll see how you're surrendering to the planting of the seed, and then you're allowing the water to nourish. And when you nourish, you flourish. I say, you're allowing yourself to be filled, but also doing that fulfilling, you're also expressing that, flourishing that. When you're being nourished, you're being filled. And then when you flourish, it's like an expression. And notice that it doesn't have any particular direction like a flower or a tree. But at the same moment, source is like that of everything that connects us. And then you have the matriarchal mama, which is like, this is just me expressing it like as a visionary. It's like you see the flowers or you see like the dirt and everything that connects us. And then the Father is like that expression, that light, which you see expressed in nature. And it's all intertwined. It's all connected. So look at people in your life, especially some of our elders and people, again, that when we say operating in low vibrations, we mean like, I had to see my grandmother and them, like, it's like she's still expressing love. But this is a woman that will freaking cook breakfast every day, get up at 4 o'clock every day. And now to see how it's taking a toll on her body, her back, people that go get medical treatment. But then at the same time, I'm expressing to her, like, hey, you can go through this holistically or you can go through this medically. And see, I kind of see that as a polarity. It's like I'm trying to show you you know, this is a better way, a healthier way. See, this is what some of us are ushering in. This is the newness, a holistic way, a wholeness, meaning the divine seeing ourselves as both masculine and feminine. So I'm going to share things with you in the holistic way. Was I always here? No. But these are still some of our elders. You know, you have people in the family still get up. You know, I don't judge them for what they eat, but I don't eat that shit no more. And then I have to discipline myself not to eat that. If I want to elevate higher, if I want to become better, you know, and this is not everyone's journey. This is just my experience consciously, you know, spiritually, physically, mentally, that I'm having, the family that I chose, or, you know, that was given to me. You see what I'm saying? And so this is and through that, my judgment isn't, I have to learn that, why am I going to judge them? And really the judgment for Most High to give them. So individually, collectively, we're all on our own paths. You know, and see, some of us have already had this awareness and gift consciously from birth, because we were naturally at a higher frequency. This was just the father and the mother that came together to create us. And here we are now, trying to usher in a higher frequency or higher awareness. And see, that is the layers of healing, because we're not just healing ourselves. We're healing the lineages, the past lineages that have been trying to break free of those spells of the racism and self-hatred and the bondages, being bonded, being, you know, chained in their mind, or being bound to low vibrational entities, or eating and survival tactics and so many things. Again, you know who you are. That's why I love it, because a mother, like, you have to realize, like, this is not far back where a lot of our ancestors had to eat slop or certain stuff. And this is just my experience where, again, it didn't matter what my grandmother cooked. She still cooked that shit with love, my G. You already know. Whether it was sausage, whether it was chicken. And so I had to start to see the patterns, like, every night. I'm like, dang, every other night, this is what y'all cooking? And so, and I was telling them, I'm like, look, I'm trying to shit. Like, let's be real, I'm trying to poop. If here I am, if I'm trying to change my lifestyle and eat and realize, like, and again, this is programming and condition. So it's not our judgment. It's just when we get to this place, how we elevate, it's mentally is a change here. And see, then gradually we'll see how sometimes we're supposed to plant seed and introduce certain things to them. That doesn't mean they're going to accept it. And see, that's what we don't have to cause ourselves suffering through that. And I had to learn that, because my emotions aren't their emotions, but in a sense that when I'm going through the healing journey and I'm trying to live a whole nother life to better the future for future generations, to live a holistic life, a prosperous life, an abundant life, and then this is what Source has revealed to me, then my life is not supposed to look like nothing like theirs at all. Because I see through the corruption and how it corrupted their spirit and how they're not elevating. It's not sometimes they're not willing. It's for us to do that shit. I'm going to be real. It's our responsibility to do that. So instead of trying to look for them to do it, it's our responsibility. That's that term, heavy is the head that carries the crown. It's not to say take on everybody's thing. No, it's to see your role and what it is. Do I still emit and alchemize that hatred just because someone wants me to be a part of this religion, a part of this lifestyle, a part of this environment and this. And just because I'm not doing that, I have to learn to alchemize that, or learn to not allow what they do to change my trajectory or perception on life, but rather be a student and learn from what they're projecting, from their experience. So then I began to realize, like, wow, I began to see, as I would express to people, I'm like, you know what? Now I see why my mother, or the mother that I came through, in the healing aspect, I see the little girl that's hurting. I see the disconnect from, her. I see the disconnect from her, from source within her. She doesn't know her source comes from within, but I do. So therefore, I'm not consumed or by this illusion, or the illusion people are trying to give me. So then I began to realize, like, this person is only showing me their perception of life. So that's when, again, a lot of us are coming from environments where a lot of people have been in survival, and that survival is rooted in fear. The root chakra, a lot of their beliefs are rooted in fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of not knowing what's next, fear of being in a relationship, or fearing their own, what they perceive as demons, or fearing others' perception of what they see religion or beliefs or something greater. Most importantly, fearing the love that connects them to source or to the creator. So you know what comes with that? When we are the ones that come at a higher frequency, your responsibility is to stand in your authenticity. And guess what it does? It shatters their illusion. And then guess what? Not only it shatters their illusion of what they live in, it shatters their whole belief on what they perceive the world or life. This isn't going to happen to everybody, but this is the grand awakening or awareness consciously that's happening globally. This is what, again, that is the beauty of it all. This is why you should walk in your authenticity. Because as we're doing this, we're simply, as we've seen people, you're really experiencing them from their level of awareness and consciousness of how they perceive this life or this human experience. But what will you do? Will you be rooted in your truth and love? And then when you're at this place, will you see them not lower than you, but in a sense of, it's no difference than seeing a child and you having to bend down than seeing someone that's taller than you and then you having to look up. But still within them, there's still a spirit that's fighting for freedom. In their mind, they're still fighting for freedom. They're not free here. They're fighting themselves in here and in here. A lot of people's hearts are not clear. A lot of people's minds are not clear. And so when we're trying to judge and look at people and laugh and not realizing you don't know what's been given to them. Through their trauma, they'll have their spiritual awakening. Through their traumas, people will come into awakenings. Through car accidents, through gunshots, through a lot of things, through dark moments, people can have their awakening. Through rape, through transferring of spirits. and not realizing this person is fighting their spiritual warfare you know nothing about. And yet what? Who are we to judge? When this is the judgment of the heart, is your heart as light as a feather? Will you allow love to lead you rather than ego? Because during that healing journey, you're going to have ego death. You're going to have so many things happen for you spiritually, mentally, physically. Your body will change. You become lighter as you do these spiritual baths and cleansings. As you eat different for some. Again, it's different for everyone. That's what makes us all unique. That's what makes us all amazing. That's what makes this whole process beautiful. Because someone may look at you got to realize it started at a young age with programming and conditioning with people. It's just like a computer, a motherboard. If a virus is in that computer, you remember how we was in school and, you're in computer class and all of a sudden, one person gets one virus in their computer class and all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3 days later, this computer has one. And then guess what? That one guy has to come in there, somebody has to come in there and clean all those computers out just for the restart. Evolution. That's the beauty of all of this. We're evolving as not only within ourselves, but we're evolving. Our DNA is evolving. The world is evolving. Call it what you want, but it's through the truth. Let truth and love be the guide now. In the past, it was ego and manipulation. It was ego. In the past, it was just this proud thing to be. It was, oh no. Now you're seeing, and there's so much more to come. So just know that your path and what you've experienced has its purpose. Everything in life has its purpose. So I'll speak with y'all soon. Peace and love, love and light, or dark and light, because look, it's a process.